And we are off, both starting at Link's house and getting 300 rupees.
Well, that's a great start for them. Gives them enough money to finish out cleaning Kakariko right away.
Meanwhile, we have our first map check from Kyle, and I believe it was crystals 1, 2, and 7 in the light world.
Well, 3 crystals in the light world, that's definitely a good start. None of the red ones, but definitely a great sign to see 3 red crystals. Let's talk about the sprites these players are using. I think LTigre is using what's known as the modern League sprite, and Kyle is using a dark female thing. I can't even recognize what it is.
I believe it's called Dark Girl.
Dark Girl, okay. Pizza Heart from the uncle and 50 rupees from the uncle's chest, so kind of a slow start here, but they're getting their money out of their way right away.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have that high money count right away to do the
and
items.
Sanctuary has just the key.
Ooh, so maybe we'll see a map in the sewers.
Could be. Both these runners following a pretty standardized route nowadays. This is the route that I take personally. You do Uncle real quick, and then you can do Sanctuary, then you do the quote-unquote standard route. That's the route where, if you're playing standard mode, you make this route after you rescue Zelda. Tree pull not exactly paying off for these guys. They're just getting hearts from them. And the Hoarder dropping 20 rupees, so even more rupees for these guys.
Very nice early money.
And now we're going to get a quick lumberjack check. And just a Pizza Heart, so Aghanim not yet required, but lately we've been seeing a few Aghanim required seeds where you just need to beat them to get your first access to the Dark World.
Meanwhile, both runners are heading into the light world woods. We'll pick up 2 items, possibly.
Well, first item where the mushroom usually is was not a value for Kylo P, and I missed it, but probably not.
It was an arrow capacity upgrade.
Yes, that's what it looks like, and just a green rupee down in the thieves' hideout. So once again, nothing yet. And chat pointing out that after V27 coming out, it seems that Aghanim has been more required. The logic didn't change too much between V26 and V27. The only difference is the bow can be further in pod. But it seems like just a side effect of this is more Aghanim required, maybe? Ooh, we got our first sword from the bottle vendor.
Very nice find.
That's worth 100 rupees. These guys aren't going the normal route because they do not have bombs yet, so they're going to check some non-bomb spots and buy some bombs from the shop, like Kyle's doing right now.
Yeah, but going back to the version 26 versus version 27, I believe the bow in pod is the only major change. Everything else was a quality of life change.
Yeah, basically, they added a ton more sprites and added a bunch of modes. There's your bottle, so you don't have to leave and come back for a sick kid. You can just go visit them right now. But yeah, you don't. The logic only changed for the bow and pod. So Kyle now going to visit the well, and yeah, once again, these runners following similar routes. LTigre didn't get his sword yet, but he's probably going to in a couple seconds. And 300 more rupees, so now they have Zora money as well. Cane of Samaria in the well.
I'd say it's a pretty good well.
I mean, finding the Cane of Samaria early is always funny to me because you don't need it until you have to go into Mire or Turtle Rock. But it's always great to find. You don't have to worry about it looking for it for the rest of the game. Man, another bottle, more money. Lots of money and bottles so far. And a heart container and a piece of heart, so Other than the cane and the sword, we haven't gotten anything too good in Kakariko, so no progression to the Dark World just yet.
Although we do have one out of the 2 required items for Aghanim.
Yes, we have our first sword, so we need either a second sword or the cape. Kyle now going to visit Sick Kid. And Sick Kid gives him half magic.
Well, it's kind of nice to find really early.
Yes, definitely. Half magic, another one of those items that you don't need, but you always are happy to have. And having it early means if you find a good magic, well, it works with the Cansamaria actually, but you're not going to see the Cansamaria strats too much because they have the sword already. But if they didn't have the sword, the Cansamaria and half magic makes a great weapon. Just 20 rupees out in the library, so they're not going to need to find the boots for that.
The mirror at the maze game.
That's a nice find. Again, doesn't help them get to the Dark World, but definitely opens up a ton of things once you get there. And you can get this trash, which is actually not trash this time.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that trash.
I mean, most of the time it's trash, but not this time. Once again, we have nothing yet for Dark World access, so we're going to be heading to the rest of the Light World. Looks like Kyle's going to actually head towards Hyrule Castle. He's going to do the escape. And LTigre is going to go south, visit the well in Moldorm Cave, so we have our first real route divergence here going on 7.5 minutes in.
And LTigre already taking advantage of that mirror.
There's a red boomerang. Yeah, with the mirror early, you only have to go into the dam once. Ooh, we got the power gloves and escape.
So that's another nice item to find.
That's actually nice, because that gives you a lot of access.
Kyle can now finish the back half of escape.
Yes, it won't be logic broken because of lack of lamp. LTigre was a mini Moldorm Cave. And LTigre with the Cane of Samaria strats to try to take out the mini Moldorm. Let's see what these 5 chests have. We got 20 rupees, we got some bombs, we got the Ether medallion.
Ether's nice.
Some more bombs and some more bombs. Ooh, 3 of the 3 bombs in the entire game. Not that many in the entire game, like 7, I think. 3 of them in one cave. And the last chest in Escape is just a map. So that means the back Dark Room to Sewers does have an item along with the 3 chests in the drop down, which I believe Kyle's going to go visit now. LTigre making his way up to Ice Rock Cave. Ooh, the flute!
Yeah, and the book.
The book! Well, that's a really nice payoff for Kyle. The flute gives him logical Dark World access. The book opens up Desert Palace. Kyle's going to do the dark rooms here in the back of the castle. LTigre is going to go visit the castle himself now.
So LTigre will shortly get their power gloves.
You can hear the sound on Kyle's side. You heard that he just grabbed the one key he needed. The water rooms are a little easier. You can actually see Link a little bit better when he walks on the water. Let's just make his way over to that one chest, open it, and then he's done. Didn't see what it was.
Yeah, I didn't really get a good look at his consumables either.
I don't know. Oh, it's a shield.
Oh.
That's his new item. So a small shield, the item down in the back. Kyle gonna take that book and he's gonna head towards the desert. Well, actually first, yeah, he hasn't done the dam yet. So he'll get his red boomerang, and if he continues over to Moldorm Cave and Ice Red Cave, nothing else really. Oh, Ether Medallion, yeah, that's pretty good.
Do you think we'll see a fake flipper glitch to Hobo and Zora?
You know, in the old days, I would, but now that Pyramid, Waterfall Fairies thing, I only would make that play if I had the Moon Pearl, so I can get those two chests as well. Sounds
like a very efficient way to do things.
Yeah, for those that don't know yet, excuse me, the Moon Pearl, one of the things that it helps you is unique with it. When you visit the Waterfall Fairy, you're swimming in and you can't open a chest. But if you leave and come back, you're walking on water. So you can use the fake flipper glitch along with the Moon Pearl to do what's called the Jesus Walk and open those chests. So once LTigre is going to go through the back of Escape in the dark. So there's a little bit of a different routing, but similar outcome. Once LTigre is done here, we're going to have pretty much the same items for both. So Kyle right now with a slight lead because he's already done all the things already. And he's probably going to head up to activate his flute.
And it looks like that is the case.
So, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, we ask you to remove your caps and please rise as we listen to the wonderful sounds of the Hyrulean National Anthem. Now Kyle's going to make his way over towards Ice Rock Cave, which is the one cave he skipped when doing this trek. LTigre is going to go do Back of Escape this way, and he's going to get himself his book and his flute.
Now, Rambler, where do you think the next play is going to be?
So, you have the book and you have the flute. That opens two different things. The book opens Desert, the flute opens Death Mountain. Death Mountain right now you can only access, well, you can actually, because you have the mirror, you can access Hera. So you can either do Hera with the flute and the mirror, or you can do Desert, or at least check it with the book. It looks like Kyle's going to go up and do Death Mountain. He's going to see what's break again to rescue the old man. For the chat, book and mitts does not necessarily mean full clear DP. You might need the boots, and you definitely need a fire source.
That is absolutely correct.
Kyle with no problems getting through the mini Moldorm cave.
And only getting the nice big 20. Taking the old man back home.
Well, 20 rupees, when you think about it, I mean, that's what you expect to get if you rescue an old man, right? You expect to get a little bit of money from him. And we see another route divergence. LTigre is going to head over towards Sahashla's hut and probably Eastern Palace as well. Ooh, the fire rod is on top of Spectacle Rock, and they're going to be able to get it right away.
That is a very nice find.
So the fire rod gives you access to Hera Basement if you need it, and it also opens up the fact that now you can fully complete Desert if the boots aren't required, and we have 5 and 6 in Skull and Turtle Rock. The pendants are at Thieves Town, green at Mire, and blue at Swamp.
So, very interesting choice for pendants. We did find the mirror and the flute relatively early, and the 2 dungeons that technically require it might not even be necessary.
And the Cane of Samaria, which gives you Mire access. So yeah, those 3 pendant dungeons, once you find a couple items, they are pretty open to you. Kyle did check the Ether tablet. He used the book to check the text. He couldn't get it yet because it doesn't have the Master Sword. It's just couch cash though, so he's not gonna be able to. He's not gonna need it.
Ooh, and no basement at the moment for Kyle.
Yeah, interesting to see both keys in the first 2 chests. So Tigre moving through Eastern Palace. He found a big key right away in the first chest, so he'll be able to open the big chest right away. Kyle going through Hera, starting to open these chests. He finds the map, and we know if he finds the compass here. Wait, no. Yeah, he's hoping that the compass is not in the basement. Or he's hoping the compass is in the basement.
Yes, that's it.
I'm thinking something. So there's 20 rupees, so we have a 50-50 chance to go. Kyle down to 2. Oh, gonna find Moldorm. He only has 4 hearts and only the Master Sword. So this is a little no major glitches action going on over here.
Ooh, but there's the lamp.
Wow,
on LTigre side.
Well, that logically opens up the rest of Eastern. And Kyle with a nice Moldorm kill.
No trolls today. But the hook shot.
Ooh. Talk about paying off. That opens up all of Light World Death Mountain for you. And the hammer! Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Guys, this might be a jet seed.
Both. So both areas they went to were both good plays.
That can only mean one thing. We're going to see the bow or the ice rod on the pedestal, aren't we?
Ooh. I really want the ice rod to be on the pedestal.
Oh, I've had that in one of my races, and it was not a good time. So both runners have to go to the other one's dungeon to get those items. Kyle got a crystal at least done because he was able to complete Hera. Not going to be able to complete Eastern without the bow. The pedestal text for the Ice Rod is, it says, "I am the Cold Rod, I make things freeze." I recently looked at a website where they there's a way to look at everything that was on the pedestal, and I was really interested in reading it, and it was a good read to read what all the different items would say. Meanwhile, Kyle in Paradox Cave finds nothing but rupees and hearts and arrows. And does a nice bomb jump. LTigre is going to see his fire rod right about now. Yeah, these guys, they're a moon pearl away from Dark World access, so Ganon will not be required to seed.
Hopefully not.
I mean, with the hammer and the power gloves, we pretty much have everything we need for and I don't know what that bunny sprite is.
I believe it is a leafless link.
Interesting. I know on Kyle's side, the Dark Girl turned into a Dark Fairy. So the new sprites just came out. Do you have a favorite out of all the little games?
Ooh, I really like, and I can't remember the name because it's been so long since I played this game. But the sprite from Secret of Mana.
Yes, that was Popoy. Yes, that is one of my favorites as well. But I think my favorite of the new ones is Will from Illusion of Gaia. The way that it looks is just phenomenal.
Both really great games.
And speaking of Secret of Mana, you know, they're making a remake on Steam, correct?
Yes, they are.
So I'm looking forward to that. Kyle gonna go visit Desert, sees that the ledge is just a bomb capacity upgrade, so.
Alright, chat. You think Desert Palace will be boots locked? Or do you think they'll be able to full clear it?
If Desert is boots locked and boots is on the pedestal, that's another way we can have a pedestal seed. You know, we know this is not the most optimal play for Kyle, because we know that the lamp and the hammer are in Eastern, he should be heading over there. But let's see if this play will pay off for him. We're not boots locked yet. We found a small key. Yeah, another sprite that I liked, there's actually, not only is there the sprite from the sprite, but there's also a sprite, a can of sprite. Oh, the Titan's Mitts!
Wow. I think that was definitely worth the dip into Desert Palace.
Yeah. But there's also, there's a sprite from Secret Mana sprite, but there's also a can of sprite you can play as, which it's a sprite. But the blue male turns into Pepsi and the red male turns into Coke. And yes, with that setup, we now know the boots are required for the seed. The big key is 100% to be on the torch. And yes, Pearl is possible to checkerboard because it's technically, you can get there by fluting, walking in the Dark World, and then mirroring to Light World again. So LTigre, he got the hook shot, but he's going back up. He must have forgot to get the big chest.
And it looks like Kyle is headed over to Shrahashvili and Eastern Palace, so they'll get their goodies there soon.
I'm trying to remember, did LTigre go to Sahashvili's at all when he went? I don't remember him. I'm pretty sure he did, but I just forgot what was there.
I'm about 90% sure that LTigre did.
It probably wasn't anything of relevance. I just completely blanked on it. Chat, if you can help us out.
I think it was like 20 rupees, a piece of heart, and maybe some bombs.
All right, let's see how good you're remembering this. The chat's right. You're wrong.
Well, kind of close, but
so interesting. Kyle did not complete more. Oh wait, he did, but he went the other way. So LTigre has the hammer, so he can go this way and do it. And LTigre's going to do something that Kyle did not do, and that's the Walk of Shame, the Resident Sleeper Cave, the Spiral Cave without the boots. And if you heard my last commentary, don't worry, I'm not going to sing Christmas songs to this cave this time.
Oh,
Kyle did this too. Okay, I missed it. I gotta wake up. Where's my coffee? So now the chat is trying to figure out where the Moon Pearl can be. So there's not many places left to check in the sequence for it. Checkerboard Cave is available to them, and Zora can have it, but not the other items near Zora.
no, because we do not know where the flippers are.
Yeah, so chat pointing out, I'm pretty sure that's all we're gonna need is sword upgrade. It could be pyramid, and that would mean that's the only way Aghanim could still be required. Checkerboard Cave or Zora could also have fetch quest items or the flippers to open up more light world access. So yeah, the chat is doing what I usually do, which is think of the most trolly thing that could possibly happen.
Ooh, we're thinking about trolley items. Your initial fetch quest item starts on the pedestal, and then all other fetch quest items are after that.
Well, they're going to need to have Dark World access to be able to start that chain.
Yeah, but unfortunately that won't be the case because all of our pendants are in the Dark World.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I did call a race where the 3 pendants were the 3 Light World pendants, and oddly enough, they're vanilla spots. Unfortunately, it wasn't pedestal seed. That was actually the same seed that had the 97-minute sword. Yeah, these guys could sequence break by doing some things like Sewer Bunny Cave. They could do fake flippers, but that's not going to get them the Moon Pearl. We know the Moon Pearl's either going to be in Checkerboard Cave or Zora.
So it's more of a race to see who gets there first.
Yep, and Kyle knows this, and he's going to go visit the Mire area as a Dark Fairy. Now he can glitch his way into Mire Shed here, but let's see. Oh, he might. Oh, he's going to kill Moldorm first. Oh no, he can't. He does the big key.
Yeah, no big.
Just realized that. So I don't think he got to see what the medallion to enter Mire was, but he's not too interested in it. It is a pendant. He's heading straight to Checkerboard Cave because he knows this is one of the 2 places that Moon Pearl could possibly be. And there it is, in the Checkerboard Cave.
So very good with the predictions.
Now this opens up all of Dark World for him. He has the mitts, he has the hammer, he has everything he needs to start completing the Dark World. Now that he has the Moon Pearl, he's gonna fake flipper up to Zora and sequence break here. Shovel on Lake Hylia Island.
Ooh.
Let the fetch quest games begin, boys.
There's
and
that
girls.
initial seed planted in the back of their mind, thinking, when will I need to go get that?
Yeah, yes, Zora's not a sequence break, but Hobo and Waterfall Fairy is a sequence break. So LTigre did not get his Moon Pearl yet. He's going to go to Zora first, it looks like. So he's taking the wrong side of the 50-50 gamble for Moon Pearl.
Yeah. Now, with Kyle having almost all the items required, well, I was going to see if he's going to go dip into Ice Palace, but I guess that answers my question. Do you think we'd see an early Ice Palace dip?
Maybe. Having the Fighter Sword is kind of a little iffy. I'd rather do things like Skull Woods, because you can fully complete Skull Woods now, before going into Ice Palace. The Ice Palace would be on the back of my mind, because you can complete it with what you have.
There could be something very good sitting inside Ice Palace, but we'll never know until they check.
And here's that Jesus walk we're talking about. So they're both going to check Zora at the same time. LTigre is hoping for Moon Pearl. He's not going to be happy about that. Kyle's hoping for something good. Let's see what they get. How about a 300 rupee refund?
Ooh, it's not what they're looking for.
Not the worst life lesson.
But there are better things we can get from Zora than 300 rupees.
Yeah. We just benefited to Zora's pyramid scheme again. So now LTigre is trying to figure out what's left. Does he not know that you can visit Checkerboard Cave? Let's see if he remembers.
My guess is LTigre will flute to 7 or 6. Or maybe not. I don't know.
He is a little puzzled right now because he doesn't have Aghanim access, and he doesn't know exactly where he can go. So he does not know that Moon Pearl can possibly be in Checkerboard Cave.
Do you think LTigre thinks that this is possibly an Aghanim seed?
He's trying to think of what's left to do. There isn't anything left to do other than Checkerboard Cave.
Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking right now.
Let's see, he's fluting away again. He's fluting to 6, so that's a good sign.
I think LTigre realized it.
Oh no, he didn't.
Nope.
Wait, now I don't know.
I don't know what's going on here.
Meanwhile, Kyle, he's making his way through Skull Woods. I saw I got the big key. We know there's going to be a small key.
Yes, that chest will always contain a small key to prevent soft locks.
Yeah, there was a couple of versions where it wasn't like that. That's when I started playing, actually, like V22 era. But yeah, I think V25 they fixed it again. There's the first item in Skullwoods. Fortunately, just a red root. And LTigre, once again, he's trying to figure this out.
I want to say they're headed up to Aghanim, but they can't even access Aghanim.
Yeah.
Maybe LTigre thinks that they forgot to check certain spots?
I mean, that's what I would imagine he's thinking. He's already checked the escape. He's already checked the back end. The only thing that's left to do in Hyrule Castle is Aghanim, but he can't.
No Master Sword or no cape.
He already did Dark Escape, so this isn't going to lead to anything. Alright, boys and girls, we're going to get ourselves a pedestal check. Not a lot of items can be left there, but there's still going to be some pedestal hype. We got the bow, we got the ice rod, we got a fetch quest. Let's see, Kyle's going to check it. But it's only a piece of heart. Rip to the pedestal.
Not very exciting.
LTigre, he's heading back up to Death Mountain, trying to figure out what's left. He might think it's a broken seed, but we know.
Well, is Super Bunny Cave considered a sequence break?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say maybe they're thinking that, but that technically can't be the correct answer.
He doesn't want a logic break because he knows that logically, he's trying to figure out what's left logically, but we know it's literally only Checkerboard Cave. He doesn't realize Checkerboard Cave is in the logic at this point. He might be checking her basement. He might not. He might be just double checking himself. Meanwhile, Kyle finishes off Skullwoods.
So Kyle is now up 1 crystal to LTigre.
Yeah, and we know LTigre all he has to do is figure out Checkerboard Cave is available to him, and he has to get there as soon as possible. But I think he's going to do Super Bunny Cave. He's heading towards Turtle Rock. Ooh, the Master Sword is the last item in Skullwoods.
So that's always a nice find.
Yeah, LTigre's going to do Super Bunny Cave. The way that it was intended for you, the way that it was back in the old days when you had early time limits all the time. Actual Super Bunny. Except not a bunny. Wait, now, let's see. Maybe he's realized something. Here he goes, he's floating away.
I'm really hoping so. And that is not the right spot. Maybe they're going to go to Ice Palace?
Nah, he's going to do Hobo.
Nope.
He didn't check Hobo when he was up here last time.
Oh. But even Hobo can't hold Moon Pearl.
Yeah, not in the logic.
Unless LTigre's hoping for something that will, even though it's sequence broken, will still allow them to progress.
Well, there's literally nothing that could let him progress more other than the Moon Pearl at this point.
Meanwhile, back over on Kyle's side, Kyle is just kind of working their way through Village of Outcasts in the Dark World.
Not finding anything too good, but let's see. LTigre, he's floating back to 6. Come on, LTigre, you can do this.
This could be it, and it looks like this is it.
You might have remembered. Kyle dipping into Thieves Town. Ether is the entrance to Meyer, so they already have that. And yes, he's making the right play. All right,
there we go.
Don't, oh no, but he takes a death to the bird. The bird deals 2 hearts of damage. Oh, but he's a fairy, so we're good. We're good.
Okay. Everything's okay.
Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined.
This is fine.
I only say that because I have to include a Homestar Runner reference every time, apparently. So that's another obscure one, but most people probably got it. Here we go. Now LTigre is going to figure out, oh, yeah.
I'm sure LTigre is not too thrilled with finding this here.
There's a sword slash.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely not thrilled.
And then the third item was that Kyle found in Thieves Town. So he had rupees and rupees. Now he has the big key. And he's heading up to... he's going to finish this dungeon, looks like.
technically, LTigre can finish it.
LTigre finding a spot that Kyle skipped so far. That's the Mire Shed. But nothing good in there. And just in case Vatasia is watching, I almost said nothing of value there. Now Tigre, he's going to open Mire, which is the green pendant.
Now, the only benefit I can really see from this is either A, something good is in Mire, or B, green pendant gives them something good in return.
So here's what LTigre is figuring. He knows he wasted a lot of time. He's figuring Kyle probably checked that area, and he's right. So he's going to take a bunch of gambles here to try to cut some time into Kyle's lead. And you know what? I don't fault him one bit. Yeah, if Bo's and Mire, yeah, we have a game again, guys. If Bo's and Mire, if Bo's and Mire, yeah.
That could take away Kyle's advantage that they currently have.
Yes. Because if LTigre finds Bo or Boots or Ice Rod in here, and he can put this in the back of his mind, saying, all right, I don't have to come back here anymore, and Kyle can check a bunch of other spots before checking Mire. Unfortunately, that's the first item, and it's only a 10 bomb upgrade.
Meanwhile, Kyle picks up the, I'll put quotes around this, the maiden, and finds the map.
So I'm trying to think if there's one or two items left. I didn't see the third chest. If that was a compass, there's 2 items left. If not, there's only 1 item left.
Yeah, I'm sure when Kyle heads over to Blind, we'll see their inventory. Oh, so no compass, but we did find the map.
So he figures out the compass is at Blind, so he's like, all right, I don't have to come back here anymore, because he knows that the pedals is not required. You know, LTigre taking a death in Mire, and he's saying, you know what? I'm not going to do this just yet. Let me go check out the Dark World, the other spots first.
Looks like Kyle is going to do the dig game.
All right, quickly, chat, 1 through 30. How many digs do you think it'll take? I'm going to guess 6, and I think it's going to get bombs.
Well, if you guess 6, then you're right.
Woo, I got it right. Meanwhile, LTigre is going to do Hype Cave. I'm trying, guys. I'm stretching. I'm reaching. But you know it's actually just a cave of mediocrity nowadays.
Five items, 5 large chances of being disappointed.
Silvers. That's
okay.
Okay. All right.
I
so
take
that was
statement back.
That was actually the cave of mediocrity this time, because it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. You got your silver arrows. You don't have to worry about silverless Ganon anymore. But it doesn't do anything other than that, really. Well, once you find a bow, it makes killing bosses a lot easier. So it's a shade above mediocre, maybe.
Kyle picks up that extra heart container. And they will return the dwarf smith back to their home.
Another shout out to Vatasia. He calls him Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Because he was a bullfrog. He's a friend of mine. And he landed a piece of heart. Just 20 rupees on Pyramid Ledge, so no need for that. And now Kyle's going to bring the chest and do what is known as the World Tour. taking the chest and walking and visiting all the spots in between. That includes Stumpy in the Dark Haunted Grove and the Haunted Grove Ledge with the mirror, which he's going to check first. And just 50 rupees in there. LTigre, once again, he's risking a little bit. He only has 1 heart. He's still missing his Master Sword. We know it's in Skullwoods.
Yep.
Yeah, if Catfish pays off, this is something that Kyle might not check right away.
Ooh, and Catfish not worth it.
Just a piece of heart. He's going to grab it because he's low on hearts and he's hoping for an upgrade, but didn't get it.
Doesn't even fill up their heart container.
He's going to flute away and check the next spot. Now, Kyle can check Bamos Tableau while he's making this play as well. They probably will. I think LTigre wanted to go in and refill his hearts, but the Dead Rocks trolled him. He can't get in there. Oh no, the Dead Rock.
Oh, that's probably like the worst spot you could be.
Yeah. He's gonna take his ass. Kyle found a green potion from Gary's lunchbox.
So nice little safety to have.
Yeah, green potions are definitely the worst thing outside of bees, of course, to have in a bottle. But could come in handy in certain dungeons, even with the half match, like in Ice Palace, you might need to fill it up. Well, Kyle's next play might be another Pendant dungeon. Nope, he's not going to go to Swamp just yet.
Looks like Kyle will head over to Hype Cave.
Yep, he's going to get his silver arrows. I'm trying to figure something out, though. How does Kyle have 39 arrows?
I really don't know.
There's not 4 single arrows in the game.
Unless Kyle picked up the single arrow?
I don't think so. All the arrows in the game, other than the 1 single arrow, are coming in bunches of 5 and 10s. Oh, he got hit by a thief. That's right, yeah. That's why there's 39.
Oh.
Chat, you are smart. SMRT. And Turtle Rock is also Ether, so no medallions needed past what they have. So all we need are the boots, the bow, and the ice rod.
Now, what do you think our go mode item will be?
I hope it's the boots, just for reference, and I hope it's at Trinex.
Ooh. My guess is it'll be the ice rod inside of Ice Palace.
Oh, you just want to watch the oh, Ice Palace is a crystal, so it's not the end of the world. All right, you're not going too far there. But part of the caveat for me saying boots on Trinex would be ice rod and bow on Laser Bridge. Thank you. Technically, with the items they have right now, they can complete Turtle Rock, they can complete Ice Palace, they can complete every dungeon but Pot and Eastern and Desert. They need the other stuff for that. They can't beat Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod. So if they want to get another crystal, the only crystal that they know they can fully get is Ice Palace. And Hookshot Cave having nothing.
Quite unfortunate.
And I think LTigre, this is risky, but he's going into Turtle Rock. He knows he's behind. He's going to take some gambles. He's going to hope that Turtle Rock pays off for him here. He can get all the way to Trinex with what he has.
But without the ice rod, Trinex will be unbeatable.
Correct. Kyle also going to make that same play.
Very interesting.
Well, first he has to open it. Then we'll see if he goes in.
And there's our big key from Turtle Rock.
Yeah, LTigre is doing Turtle Rock with fighter, sword, green mail, 10 arrows. Now, Kyle doesn't have too much more. He has a Master Sword and 10 hearts. Kyle has 13 hearts. Oh, never mind. Tigre now has his own Master Sword, and Kyle will find Tempered in here.
Yeah, that'll be a very nice find for Kyle. It's a very nice find for both of them, really.
Oh, yeah. Both the jump from fighter to master and master to butter are both very huge. So Kyle will be very happy to find his Tempered Sword. I don't know.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know. That's frustration or just a celebration that he got some Cheeto slashes going on right now.
I was gonna say Kyle showing some excitement for that butter, or the bacon sword.
Never heard bacon sword before. I heard like Cheetos and carrots and bacon and butter. Man, we really like food here, guys. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past Randomizer, brought to you by OPDOP. Food, we got it.
So, Rambler, if we do not find Ice Rod in Turtle Rock, where do you think our runners will head to next? Ice Palace?
I mean, Ice Palace makes the most sense because you can complete it, and it is crystal. I think they're checking Turtle Rock first because they might be expecting a double dip Turtle Rock more often than Ice. They don't want to double dip Ice at all, and they just want to go mode Ice if possible.
That's very understandable. Ice Palace can be a very long and tedious dungeon.
Also, logically, you need the flippers for Ice, so that's another thing.
That is a good point.
So, like, in this instance, flippers aren't because these guys both know fake flippers. They're not going to need flippers to complete the game, but logically they do. And they might be looking to find the flippers from Turtle Rock because they might expect the bow to be in Swamp Palace.
But we have LTigre checking Mimic Cave. So let's see if Mimic Cave has anything good. But it's just a bee in a bottle.
Well, Vitorp's happy. So far, Turtle Rock, other than giving these guys a sword upgrade, not exactly paying off. But there's still a lot of items left to go.
I would say the sword upgrade benefits LTigre more than it does Kyle.
In the current state, yes. In the future state, having Tempered is, I think, a little more valuable in the longer game. But in the current state, yeah, I agree with you.
Kyle picks up their bee in a bottle and will head back.
So the interesting thing about the upcoming laser bridge, Neither of our runners have the Cane of Burn or the Magic Cape yet. So it is a logic break in this point of the game.
I did not think of that. That's very interesting.
LTigre taking the safety. I don't blame him one bit for this.
Yeah, I think those lasers do like 3 or 4 hearts.
Yeah, those 3, and he just took a laser right to the stomach there.
Death number 2.
Alright, this isn't the Ice Rod. We're having a double... Oh, another death.
We do have one more item, though.
Yeah.
Ooh, and Kyle also takes a death.
Yeah, having a green mail and no safeties is a little tough here. He still has that fairy that they found early on. LTigre burned him in mire. Just the blue boomerang, just the greatest item in the game, but not going to help them here.
Unfortunately not.
So the Turtle Rock gamble not paying off for these runners outside of getting a sword upgrade. Tigre gonna grab a red potion for safety for what he's gonna be coming up to next. It looks like. Looks like Tigre's gonna head over towards Skullwoods now. So despite LTigre spending about 5 or 6 minutes figuring out where the Moon Pearl was, he's made a decent comeback in this game. Now, there's a lot of spots he hasn't checked yet that Kyle has checked, like the entire world tour. But in terms of crystals, they're pretty much neck and neck once LTigre digs out Skull.
Yep.
Well, Kyle's next play is heading back into Mire. He hasn't checked Mire Shed yet. He might go into Mire at this point.
I wouldn't put it past Kyle. Technically, Kyle can complete Misery Mire.
Yes, all you need from Misery Mire is a way to get in, which is Boots or Hookshot. We have the Hookshot. And then we need, to full clear, we need a Fire Source. We have that. And to get to the boss, we need Cancel Mario. We have that.
We also need the lamp, but that does count as a fire source.
Yes. Lamp. Yes, you need the lamp to get through, logically through the basement. Any fire source to get to the big key chest and the small key chest. Sorry to comp. I don't even know what's in that chest of Manila behind the pegs. I guess it's a map or something. Oh yeah, and Kyle's also dug out all of Thieves Town.
And I don't believe LTigre's checked Thieves Town.
Not at all, not yet. We know that's a total bust as well. Well, luckily LTigre, once he makes this play, he'll probably check the pedestal as well. He'll know the pendants are not required. The difference between with Mire is that Mire is the green pendant, so there is an additional item to be hidden if you complete this dungeon. Yeah, for those of you that are joining us late, LTigre spent about 5 minutes not realizing that the checkerboard cave was available to have the Moon Pearl. So he wasted a few minutes trying to figure out where the Moon Pearl was. So Kyle got that one bomb upgrade that LTigre got. He's gonna dig a little deeper, see if he can find that second item, and let's see if he makes a play to complete this dungeon. But there's a lot of places left to check, but they're going to need to find the flippers, they're going to need to find the boots, they're going to need to find the bow, they're going to need to find the ice rod.
So we have a lot of locations that we can still check. And have we even had a dip into Palace of Darkness?
We haven't dipped into Palace of Darkness at all yet.
We haven't have one of those items there.
We haven't dipped into Swamp Palace yet. Swamp Palace is fully completable with what they have.
Well, they need the flippers.
Other than the flippers, you're right.
Yes.
That's kind of important.
Ooh, and LTigre takes an unfortunate death.
I think he died in the same frame that he killed Mothula, so if he had a fairy, he would have been fine, but that's unfortunate, because now the boss, I think he respawns no matter what.
Yeah, LTigre just heading on out, doesn't want to redo it.
Yeah, he's low on magic. He's going to check his pedestal, so he's going to get his confirmation here, it looks like.
Or not.
Or, no, he's not checking the pedestal. He's just going to flute away.
Maybe buy more safeties?
Yeah, that makes sense. He has plenty of rupees, so... And the big key is in the vanilla spot in Mire.
We're still missing the map in Misery Mire.
LTigre might be dipping into Pod here. I mean, not Pod, Ice Palace. It's not open to him logically because he doesn't have the flippers, but if he makes his play and finds one of the progression items, namely like the bow, and try to logic break avoiding a Pod double dip, for instance. Like, for instance, if Pod has the flippers and the Ice Palace has the bow, he can avoid a double dip with this play. So, once again, taking a gamble, seeing if it pays off. Kyle finding Bombos, but we know that's not required at all.
Not at all. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say LTigre is going to find the bow in Ice Palace.
It's definitely a possibility. I believe Kyle knows now. He has both his items out of Mr. Mire. He's going to go kill Vitreous and probably turn in the green pendant on the way, probably to go to Pod. Now, when LTigre makes his way through Ice Palace, there's one play coming up that is pretty interesting to see. Because in V26 you've been seeing, or V27 in this case now, you see a lot more full clearing of Ice Palace. The bomb jump is no longer necessary if you have the Cane of Samaria. But he's going to do the bomb jump anyway.
I think this is more of like a force of habit thing.
Yeah. If you're full clearing Ice Palace, this saves like a second or two. If you have the cane. If you don't have the cane, saves a ton of time. Well, Kyle's going to do the Victory's fight here with just Tempered Sword, no bow, so can't cheese Silver Arrows on Victory's this time. And he has to be careful. The eyeballs does a lot of damage.
Especially with green mail.
Yes. I don't think he has any safeties. He has the green potion. That's not going to help him at all here.
I mean, Kyle technically has the B, but that's not really a safety.
No, not at all. Oh, he takes a lightning bolt right to the face there. Down to one eyeball left. Oh, and he gets it. Dodges the lightning bolt. We're fine. The Tempered Sword and the Hammer do the same amount of damage. Of course, you can Spin Slash with the Tempered, and it's a better range weapon. It's obviously a lot better. And Kyle gets done. And his reward is the Green Pendant. If Sahasrahla has something that he desperately needs, this was a huge play for him.
We might even have vanilla boots.
Again, boots, flippers, bow, ice rod. Those are what we're looking for.
Those are the key items. But it looks like Kyle will stock up on some safeties to prevent stuff like that from ever happening again.
Yeah. And LTigre finds Quake, so we now know where all three of our medallions are, although only the Ether, which we found very early, was needed. And before heading towards Pod, he's gonna go and Kyle's gonna make the Ice Palace logic break as well.
Interesting choice.
However, what we've been seeing from Ice Palace is not much.
My guess is Kyle's going to clear Ice Palace and then turn in the Pendant.
Yeah, he probably wants to route the Pendant into Pod, so he's going to gamble on what LTigre is gambling on, that's Bow being in Ice Palace. However, I think Cold Stare has the last item.
I believe so.
Or, well, looks like Math Girl is saying that we have all the items already.
Well, there's a very large chance that
she's the
wrong.
one that's tracking. Yeah, she's the one that's tracking, so she's the one paying attention. So she might be right. Shout out to our tracker, Math Girl. She's doing a great job.
Meanwhile, LTigre reaches Cold Stare, and thanks to that half magic, doesn't have to use up all their magic on breaking out the outer shell.
Now, he has a blue potion. He should try to use it as fast as possible here. Yeah, he's going to do that. Because you don't want to be forced to use the Master Sword the entire time, especially with 3 hearts. This refills his magic meter so he can use the Fire Rod for all the kills, and he gets it done. And small key telling you, yep, the logic wants you to have Cane of Samaria in here, but Cane of Samaria was done very early, so... So the Ice Palace play not paying off for these runners. I believe they're going to probably try Pod next.
No, it looks like LTigre will probably head into Thieves Town.
Or he might try to finish Skull again, because remember, he died in Mothula. He might go kill Mothula now.
Yeah, that too.
He knows there's one more item left. We know it's going to be the Tempered Sword if he finds it, but it's not at Mothula. It's at the last chest behind. Oh, nope, he's not going to Skull Witch just yet. He's going to check Village of Outcasts. He hasn't checked this yet.
Now, this was one thing that Kyle did while LTigre was searching for the Moon Pearl.
Correct. So again, LTigre, wasting that 5 to 10 minutes looking for that Moon Pearl. Coming back to bite him a little bit. He's still fairly behind because he's checking the items that Kyle's already checked. So even though the tracker shows that these guys are pretty close in terms of progression items, LTigre has a lot of places left to check. They have not checked Bumper Cave yet. And yes, the shovel is on the island, but once again, we do not have flippers yet, so we cannot quite get that just yet. Now, yep, you gotta use it.
Thank you. Sorry. Into Thieves Town, LTigre goes.
Yep, once again, we know that this play not gonna pay off just yet. Now, LTigre, he didn't check the pedestal, so he doesn't know that he doesn't have to go all the way to the end here.
So either Srahashvila or Palace of Darkness has our next item.
I'm trying to think. I think you're right because there's a few overworld places they haven't checked just yet. They can check the Graveyard Ledge item. But I think that's the only one in the overworld that at least Kyle hasn't checked. Yeah, Meyer had just Bamos, nothing else. Ice Palace just had Quake and nothing else, both of which are useless at this point. Thieves Town had literally nothing. Skullwoods had just a sword. Turtle Rock had just a sword. And a boomerang.
So yeah, I guess most of our dungeons haven't really been that lucrative, but it's been more of the overworld spots.
Yeah, the only one that was really lucrative was Eastern. Eastern gave us the lamp and the hammer. Hera gave us the hook shot. King's Tomb they cannot check just yet. They need the boots to get in there. They can't complete Desert without the boots. They can't. They're pretty bottlenecked at this point. Now again, once Kyle's done here, he knows that the next play, that probably it's going to have to be Pod or Graveyard Ledge. Kyle getting a little frustrated at not finding what he's looking for, and he's fluting over to 4.
Maybe, well, I would say to check Swamp, but Kyle doesn't have the flippers.
Yeah, no flippers just yet. Just because you did Ice Palace doesn't mean you had the flippers. I think he's going this way to go. He's going to go to Pod this way. Because he's going to mirror and cash in the green pendant.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Lumberjacks had just a piece of heart.
It looks like we're also going to have a pyramid check and possibly a catfish check from Kyle before we head to Palace of Darkness.
That's right. LTigre checked both these places. We know it's not going to pay off, but Kyle hasn't checked them yet, so...
Yes, all we got was 20 rupees on the pyramid and a piece of heart from the catfish.
And LTigre not checking the pedestal or not counting the items. He's killing blind. However, he does the scripted blind fight very well. The icon Kyle is using is the Dark Girl. Basically, a female version of Link, but it's Dark Link. So, female Dark Link. Alright, here we go. Green pendant time for Kyle. This could pay off huge. If this has something, this is going to be a big lead for him.
Ooh. The flippers.
Wow.
So that technically opens up that shovel for us.
And it also opens up Swamp Palace. So, green pendant at Meyer, pretty required, logically for sure. Maybe overall for these guys as well. And Kyle is going to go in the swamp, it looks like. Or maybe grab the shovel. Let's see. It's going to be swamp first. I don't mind the swamp play because there's 6 items in swamp. And the odds of it having like the bow or the ice rod are pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, something good's got to be here.
Again, there's not that many places left other than swamp, graveyard ledge, and now the shovel's open to Kyle. For LTigre's sake, we gotta hope that it's on graveyard ledge, because if it's in swamp, this race might be over. It could still be in pod as well.
And there's the bow.
Wow, there it is. There's the bow in Swamp Palace, first chest. Well, all that's left now are the boots and the ice rod. So Kyle's going to keep digging because he still needs 2 more items. But yeah, this is not looking good for LTigre.
So Misery Mire, a required pendant dungeon.
Green pendant mire required to get the flippers, to get the bow, and possibly something else. So I'm trying to think the only way now that maybe LTigre can catch back up, but I'm really not seeing it at this point.
Yeah, Kyle would have to have some serious, bad plays.
I'm trying to think. Did Kyle just flood the key?
Ooh. I don't think so.
I don't think he went down to grab it.
Well, I can't remember now.
I mean, I've flooded the key before in a race, so it's not like it doesn't happen.
Oh, chat says that Kyle did flood the key.
LTigre making the play back into Meyer. We know this is the right play. There's the big key. We gotta hope that he finds one of the 2 items he wants on the left side before having to go in the back. The small shield, not what he was looking for. Or the shield upgrade, I should say. And yeah, he knows he flooded the key. He's gonna mirror on out and leave and probably check some other places. Now he has the bow. Yeah, so he took the hint from Sahasrahla with the flippers, and it paid off for him. So now he got the bow. Now he's gonna go finish off Pod and Eastern, and hope to find the boots and ice rod in here, I guess.
Now, did we get all the items out of Swamp Palace?
I don't think so. There's at least 5 items left on the backside, and I know we saw the map.
Okay, so Kyle could be missing something crucial there.
That is true. But odds are, once he's done with these 2 and he still doesn't have the boots or the fire and the ice rod, he'll probably go into Swamp, get the key, and do the backside next. He's not locked out of Argus because if you leave the screen, the dungeon returns to what it was when you started. So Kyle making the pod play. He can fully complete pod now, and he can fully complete fully complete Eastern, but they already been into Eastern and got everything good from it. Pod was not bow locked because once you find a small key in that first chest, it's not bow locked for the rest of the dungeon. It's bow locked to get to the boss. Alright, LTigre gonna go down to Vitreous. And if you think about it, this seed, there's no possible way to kill Vitreous with the silvers. Palace of Darkness living up to its reputation of being the mullet dungeon with all the keys in the front.
Yeah, Kyle's finding all them small keys. When those jellies deleted.
Yeah, I hate this room. Especially without the boots, because you can't just bonk your way up there if you want to go around the other way. So now Kyle's going to go to the back, the party half of the Mall Dungeon, and likely find a bunch of items back here.
There's our big key for Palace of Darkness. Meanwhile, LTigre is right at Vitreous.
So LTigre, he's not as once he completes Vitreous, well, he still has only the Master Sword, so it's going to take a while probably. But once he gets done with this, he's not going to be too far back once he gets his flippers. Yeah, those little eyeballs do a ton of damage. You just use the blue potion, and he's still back down to 2 hearts right away. And he might go to bomb strats and try to take these guys out. Boots in pod!
Ooh, so now all we need is Ice Rod, but LTigre takes that unfortunate death at Vitreous.
Oh, man. So now everyone's the part of Randomizer we all love. Where in the world is the Ice Rod?
I think that could be a shovel.
It could be a shovel. Well, we know where it can't be, and that's Vitreous. I don't have it. Trinex. Hello. But it can be literally anywhere else. Well, anywhere else we haven't checked yet. We know it's not the pedestal or ether tablet. LTigre is going. Oh, so we know this is actually going to hurt him. Because he's going to go into pod. He's going to find the boots, and that's going to open up a bunch of new areas for him that's not going to lead him to the bow.
Yeah, just more distractions, really. I wonder if LTigre is going to clear as many dungeons as possible and start to wonder when do they need to go back to Misery Mire.
Well, he's probably hoping he finds the bow before he has to go back to Mire, which we know that'll be impossible. The bow is flippers locked, and the flippers are the green pendant reward that you get from beating Mire. Yeah, LTigre is going to dig his way through pod and find the boots, and that's going to open up some places that he's not going to find the bow. Nice Helmasaur fight by Kyle so far. And he has a silver arrow, so one hit, and down goes the Helmasaur King.
So no Ice Rod so far.
Nope, not yet. I'm trying to think if Armos has an item. I think they might. No. How many items are in Eastern? 2 or 3?
I think it's 2.
I think it's 3. Well, we know for sure they found 2. They found the lamp and the hammer in there. Big Fairy cannot be the Ice Rod because Turtle Rock is one of the Big Fairy chests. So we can check King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks, and we can finish off the desert. So we know there's one item left in the desert. It'll either be in the big chest or on land holes. So for Kyle's side, it's just going to be, where is the Ice Rod? On LTigre's side, it's, when will he finally complete Mire? And there's his boots, which he thinks is going to open the seat up for him. But we know it's just going to lead him to a few dead ends.
The only real benefit I can see of LTigre finding the boots is if it leads them to the Ice Rod.
If he can figure out where the Ice Rod is right away, then yes. Like, he's going to check Bonk Rocks now.
And In the King's Tomb.
Yeah, King's Tomb's first. That makes sense. Nice Armos kill. And yeah, Armos did have the last item, but it was just a piece of heart.
But there is the Ice Rod.
Oh, man.
Speaking of...
Ice Rod and King's Tomb, we are in no mode. We know where everything is. Somehow LTigre found the Ice Rod before Kyle has.
I wonder if LTigre will head over to Trinex.
It's definitely a possibility. He is being debated like you wouldn't believe.
So do you think Kyle will check overworld locations first or head back to Swamp Palace?
Well, Kyle's heading to Desert first. He's going to complete the dungeons before checking anything in the overworld. But once he's done with Desert, he knows that all that's left is Turtle Rock. He's cleaned out Turtle Rock other than Trinex. Yeah, the blue mail was in Bonk Rock, so that'll help LTigre a bunch in trying to fight these enemies that he has to kill. So he's going to go try to kill Mothula first.
Meanwhile, Kyle heads over to Desert Palace.
Yeah, this is going to be his 6th crystal. He's hoping that Ice Rod will be here so he doesn't look anymore, but we know he has to check an overworld spot. And Land Moles has the last item. Yeah, I believe Kyle will find the Ice Rod right after he finishes Desert. I believe that Kingston will be one of the first places he checks. So he'll check those places before he dives back into Swamp Palace. It is just an unfortunate turn of events for LTigre the entire game. He got tilted by one mistake, and it kind of cost him the entire time as he kept on taking unfortunate deaths at the right spots. Kyle with a nice 0 cycle, and LTigre with a nice Mothula kill, both of them at the same time. Ooh, the Butter Sword!
Another nice find.
Now Kyle has everything he needs to complete the game, except the Ice Rod. Hopefully LTigre, yeah, he's probably going to go back into Skull to get this last chest. Oh, wait, no, he's not. There's one more chest to go. Oh, he's checking the pedestal now. Yep, not a pedestal seed, LTigre. So Kyle's gonna probably check some more. He's probably gonna check Northern Dark World first. This route will take him to the Ice Rod. LTigre did not get the Tempered Sword out of Skullwoods. Oh, he's gonna check Bumper Cave first, make sure it's not here. Nope, just $20. Alright, so Kyle's gonna do Bonk Rocks. He's gonna find his blue mail here, which will definitely be a good benefit for him. Yeah, LTigre will find Tempered here at Desert Palace, so that's good. At least with that, it'll make his fight against Vitreous a little more easier. Kyle's gonna check Desert Ledge before King's Tomb. You're right there, you're so close!
Oh, come on, Kyle.
Well, he's gonna check it next. So he's got one more. He's gonna have one more item here. If this is like the red mail, this will just be icing on the cake. That's the cape. So that is something you want going into like a Ganon fight.
Well, yeah,
not that Kyle would need it, but
I mean, it's not what Kyle wants, but I'm sure Kyle's like, okay, I'll take it, I guess.
but what he wants, he's about to find in about 15 seconds. And as Kyle LPN makes his way down to Kingston, opens the chest. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle LPN has officially achieved Go Mode.
Go Mode.
And if you're in Kyle's shoes, remember, LTigre knows he's far, far behind. Kyle doesn't know anything that's going on with LTigre. He's going to be shocked when we tell him in our post-race interview. He might think he's behind because he did double dip Turtle Rock, because he checked Swamp so late. Well, he did turn in the Green Pendant like relatively late. Like, logically, Ice Palace could have been a Go Mode dungeon if you play by the logic, because if you went into Green Pendants and then get the flippers, you're probably gonna you might do Ice before Swamp in that scenario, so yeah. Maybe it wouldn't change too much. So now we watch Kyle make his second dive into Turtle Rock.
Yep, second and final dive. Now all we can hope for LTigre is, when will they complete Vitreous? But it looks like LTigre is actually headed back there now.
And LTigre hoping third time's the charm for killing Vitty.
Also getting a quick map check to double check their crystals and pendants.
I'm pretty sure at this point, this is literally the only dungeon that is left for LTigre. Like, he's been inside Pod, he's been inside Eastern, he can't go inside Swamp. He's been inside Turtle Rock. This is the only dungeon he can complete of the 4, so he's going to go in and complete it, and this will open up the seed for him. It's just unfortunate that it took him 3 dives into Mire to complete it. So this time, with the blue mail and the tempered sword, I have the confidence that he'll get it done this time. Kyle getting a little trolled by the Pokies.
Kyle showing us some spins of excitement to defeat Trinax.
And getting to kill Trinax with a butter sword is always a great feeling. If you play this game casually, like not NMG, you have the butter sword in this situation. So when I play this game, vanilla, I have the butter sword. So this is what I'm used to, not this master sword shenanigans I'm used to. So if anyone in the room can possibly start up the engine for the Ganon's Tower Big Key game, why don't you explain what we're about to do, Little Games?
So, for anyone who has donated 250 bits across any of the speed gaming channels, and this is also open to anyone who hasn't, but I'll get to the reason why the 250 bits are important. Guess a number between 1 and 22 to figure out where the big key in Ganon's Tower is. Those of you who have donated the bits, if you guess correctly, your name gets put up on a leaderboard.
It's also you get the leaderboard option to open if you are also a sub to any of the speed gaming channels.
That is also true.
You know, LTigre did in fact kill Vitreous, and he's probably going to go catch his green pendant now, and the seed will open up for him. Meanwhile, Kyle opens up Ganon's Tower.
So, Rambler, where do you think the big key will be?
Generally, I've been guessing 8 as of late. It's if they do the normal routing, it's the double bar room. So, you know, nice little room that's always going to be the same in normal routing. And if they do the right side first, then it's going to be one of the first of the 4 chests.
So normally I like to guess the torch, but as we just saw, the torch only had a small key.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle grabs it, so rip Bob. LTigre did get his flippers. He's heading over towards Swamp. Chest 4 has the key. Chest 5 has the red mail. Another key in 6. And a piece of heart, refilling his hearts in 7. Alright, here's my chance. Chest number 8. Ah, just a piece of heart. Alright. Next up is the double bar room. Well, not the double bar room, the running bar room. There's so many rooms against Tower.
Yeah, if only Ganon's Tower was just, 2 floors, floor 1, floor 2, you're done. No.
Chest 9 does 10 arrows. So Rando room is next, 10 through 13.
Meanwhile, heading back over to LTigre's side, they're about to pick up their bow.
And that's good mode for LTigre. And he's going to bonk that chest. No big key yet for Kyle through a Rando room, so 13 in. So we're going to head towards the Bob's chest and ice armors next. So LTigre isn't going well, but he's still 3 dungeons behind, so it's going to take a minor miracle for him to catch up. Bob is no longer with us. But Bob's chest has 20 rupees. Ice Armos is next.
So it's chest 14.
Small key in 15. Piece of heart in 16. Arrow upgrade in 17. We gotta go right side.
Ooh.
Maybe this was a seed where the Dark Magician strats would have paid off.
just have both runners kind of going on through the dungeon that they're in.
Yep. Kyle, up to these 4 chests. Nothing yet. Oh boy. The net. And, oh, chest 21. One shy of being the tile room.
Very close.
And the closest guess was a 20 from Jexot. Nope. No one guesses the one right before the tile room. Everyone guesses the tile room. No, it won't be a validation shovel. The shovel was on the Lake Hylia Island. They never got it. It could be validation drugs, though. Or mirror shield. There's a few items left. Ooh, the single arrow hasn't been found yet either. That's true.
I believe the single arrow was at chest game, was it not?
Well, that was the first chest that was open had a they could have a single arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not the chest game item was 3 bombs. So remember, Kyle opened up 1 bomb and 3 bombs.
So LTigre takes down the Helmsar King, and all they need to do is complete Ice Palace. Or not Ice Palace, Eastern Palace and Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock. So the interesting question is, what will happen first? Will Kyle complete the game, or will LTigre complete Turtle Rock?
Ooh, I don't know.
Or I don't know, complete Turtle Rock. He might be getting to Turtle Rock when Kyle gets to Ganon. If you enjoy what you are seeing from these guys, Kyle LPN looks like he's on his way to moving to 2-1 in the group. 1 win away from possibly making it to the final 16. This group once again is Group H, the group that I believe is the unofficial group of death in the group stages, having the likes of TGH and Christos Owen as well as these 2 runners.
LTigre in Eastern Palace and heading up to the Armos Knights.
To be honest, yes, all the groups seem like hell, but I believe H that has, I believe, 2 players who could be in the finals in TGH and Christos Owen. This one's going to be a tough one to get out of, but Kyle's in a decent position. He's already faced Christos and TGH, and he's 1-1 against them.
Kyle giving Moldorm 2 some slashes and picks up 10 arrows in the last chest in Ganon's tower.
Well, that'll at least appease the chat a little bit. And Tigre finishes with Armos, while Kyle enters Ganon 2. That looked like a 2. That was 1, so that's 3. That's another 1, so we're at 4. 2 more to go. There you go. So if you're a fan of Rush, you like that Ganon 2 fight. 21-12.
Ooh.
had to get a good reference in there somewhere. I've been a little quiet with the references this race, but that was a good one. Shout out to Rush, greatest Canadian band, rock band of all time. Sorry, Nickelback.
So Kyle drops down at 151 while LTigre heads into Turtle Rock.
And more rock bands from Ganon dropping the Pink Floyd line.
This race is all about rock bands.
Hey, it's better than the Christmas music that I sang last time. I'm pinning that one on Rick.
Meanwhile, Kyle takes 2 hits from the fire bats for a total of, what is that, like 8 hearts?
2 hits while red mail. They're, I believe, 2 hearts each with red mail. So
okay.
He took 4. But a Ganon hug would have killed him. Ganon hugs with red mail does 3. Did you find the arrows in the Dark World? Yes, they were pretty hype, if you know what I mean. Not quite enough time for double there, and I don't think there's going to double here either, so it's just going to be 4 single shots, and Ganon is down. GG to Kyle LPN.
GG. Kyle finishing in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 43 seconds.
Yeah, these guys, he's probably going to be talking about how this was a very trolly seed. Kyle is not a guy who interviews, so we'll just let him talk in chat. Maybe he'll pop in. But yeah, this seed was incredibly trolly with the green pendant mire leading to the flippers, leading to the bow. It was a little crazy.
So unfortunately, Kyle will not be joining us for an interview, but I'm going to guess Kyle will pop into chat. So if you have any questions for Kyle, please feel free to ask them.
Maybe some Andy emotes will be appropriate. Because usually that's what I see from Kyle when he posts. Yep, there it is. I knew it. Apparently there's an inside joke among the Andy subs about Kyle, who are you? But, yep.
If any of you want to know who Kyle is, just ask.
LTigre finishing off Trinex. Again, a little slower. He has just a tempered sword.
He unfortunately did not find Butter, or their I guess their last sword upgrade at, what was it, Mothula?
Skullwoods, the last chest of Skullwoods.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, he didn't check that chest. So Kyle moves to 2-1 in group number C. H, I think. And LTigre has, after killing Trinex, he decides to dot forfeit from the race. And yeah, Kyle limits in the chat. He flooded the key. He realized the mistake, but you know what? It didn't hurt him too much in the end because the one item you needed in Swamp was early. So let's see if maybe LT is willing to talk about what happened to him. Maybe he can give us his thoughts on some of the things that went through his mind.
And we will be joined by LTigre for an interview.
Yeah, he's not the kind of guy to get salty. I've talked to him before, so this should be a nice little informative interview. And we have LTigre here with us, GG.
Thanks, guys.
So I believe your first post about this is going to be go TIL Moon Pearl and Checkerboard Cave.
Yep. Never seen that before. Never even thought it was possible. I just couldn't put the pieces together in the moment. But yeah, there it was. I figured it out eventually, but Jesus.
And then the second line would be TIL kill Viddy no matter what.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean,
that first time around, I ended up just going there right away once I got Moon Pearl, basically. But like, I don't even know how I would have done it with the stuff I had. That's kind of why I just left after I took the death. I'm like, I could get to Vitreous or whatever, but like, how am I even gonna do this? Like bombs or something? Like, so yeah. And then, of course, that came back to bite me.
Yeah. So interesting enough, Kyle, he did realize Checkerboard Cave. He went there before, like. At one point, we knew that it was either going to be Checkerboard or Zora. He did Checkerboard first. You did Zora. So we were thinking, okay, then you'll go to Checkerboard. But then, yeah. Anyway, then Kyle was just going through seas normal. Then he just he dipped in Turtle Rock like you did. He logic broke an Ice Palace like you did. So it was, for the most part, you guys filed the same thing. It's just that he just was a lot cleaner. He
didn't get lost for 8 minutes or whatever that was. That probably helped him.
Yeah. So you skipped the chest in Skullwoods, the chest that's Fire Rod block that wasn't the Mothula.
Did I? Was there something there?
The last sword upgrade.
Okay.
Which he had the tempered pretty early, and he was able to kill Vitreous with it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess I miscounted there. I was kind of flustered at that point.
Yeah, that's what I figured. You were flustered from pretty much the entire point what you saw the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, once I was lost, I was like, oh man, this is not good. And and I just went straight for the crazy stuff like Turtle Rock and.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I hope that would catch me up, but it just the seed ended up being extra trolly too, and it was just oh my god, this is just a mess.
You both actually went to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, you both made the same plays like the early Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod, the logic breaking into Ice Palace before getting the flippers. Kyle actually did it. He got the green pendant, but then logic broke into Ice Palace anyway before turning in the green pendant. Then as he was gonna go do green pendant pod play, but once he got the flippers, he was like, you know what? Let's go to Swamp. He went to Swamp and found a bow, and he actually flooded the key in Swamp Palace.
Oh, really? Wow.
We thought it was like, oh, did he flood the key? And that actually saved him time when you think about it, because he didn't have to go back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, so what was his go mode then? If bow wasn't
his go mode was his Ice Rod.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Ice Rod was in a kind of weird spot. It's right. It was
because bow
one of the bonk rocks or something.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
King's Tomb. Yeah.
King's Tomb, right. Okay, interesting.
So he went mainly by the logic for the most part, where he went, all right, I got the flippers got me bow got me boots got me Ice Rod. Even though you didn't need the boots to get the bow to get the boots, it kind of forced you in that way where if you didn't go in the pod early, like you went in the pod before you had the bow, so you had the boots beforehand. You found the Ice Rod before he did.
Oh, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, pretty interesting seed. I wish I could have given him a better fight than that, but it's just how it goes.
Yeah, it happens to everybody. You just have to suck it up, and you have 3 more chances against some pretty good racers, to be honest. But
they'll be easy. TGH and
Hey,
Christos.
You did survive. You did survive the mega race off, so you aren't a total scrub.
Yeah, and you never know.
You never know. Anything can happen. It happened to Christos against Kyle, so you never know.
Yeah, I've probably done over 100 of these, and it was surprising to see something new. So, it just shows how deep this game can go, really.
Exactly, yeah. Well, GG's to LTigre, GG's to Kyle. He's talking in chat, spamming Andy subs in the chat.
GG's all around.
So if you want to give a follow to our guys, you can follow them at this link I'm posting right now. Or Gabe's just posted because he's way ahead of me. Shout out to Gabe for doing the commentary with me, and shout out to Math Girl for doing the tracking. Great job as always. And
do you have any final comments, LTigre?
Not really. I think what happened explained itself. Good games, Kyle. I'm looking forward to the next races.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring up the schedule. I think we're done for the day because it's after midnight. There is one race still going on over on Speed Gaming 1. Mike DeVee and Zero Rush. They're locked in a battle, so you can head on over there and check them out. Tomorrow we got a couple races on the schedule in the afternoon or evening if you're overseas, which I think these brothers are. Evan and Z4 Tox are matching up, and ECM and Gerdo. And you also have the secondary tournament going on over at our new channel, ALTTP Randomizer on Twitch. And we have 4 channels there too. So ALTTP Randomizer, and then 2, 3, and 4. So on behalf of myself, Feasel, and everyone else behind the scenes here at LTigre Randomizer, I am NY Rambler, and we are signing off for the night. Go over to Speed Gaming, check out the last bit of action over there.
Have a good evening, everyone.